there is always a bit of an internal conflict regarding asking people to show up every day, full time, spending their internet, electricity, and the like without a complete assurance that they're going to get a job, and furthermore, without paying them anything. Hey everyone, what's good? It's Sayo the founder of Ken Blu, and I'm inviting you to another wonderful week for myself and the team. We've had some real ups and downs, but overall, I'm very grateful for another opportunity to build our business. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, and continue with us on our journey as we build to help passionate service-based entrepreneurs to make more impact and income. In this week's vlog, I'm starting with one of our pipe dreams that we've been discussing as a team. It's something we're doing to improve some of the stuff we're doing at the moment. So currently, after basic training, we've been doing a 2-week assessment for people that we're trying to hire. The idea is we do this to ensure our clients are getting quality remote professionals, people who are skilled, trained, and equipped to help their businesses grow. On the other hand, we are dedicated to ensuring that we train and provide as many opportunities for the people in Africa that come to us through our online community. So there is a hard balance to strike, because while we want to help, we can't vet the CVs fully due to there's no real way to check the references basically. So we actually have to check how everybody works in order to vouch for them and confirm their skills. This is the purpose of the assessment, to check that you can do what you said you can do, and to ensure that we're giving the clients the best fit for them, because personalities and working styles differ. Anyways, before I digress, what I wanted to say is the assessment process works, but it does have some issues. Sometimes it takes longer than 2 weeks. And as a part of the assessment, to ensure candidates can do remote working, they need to be online, full-time, cameras on for the whole 2 weeks. During that time, they get tasks to try out, they get the opportunity to train, and opportunities to showcase themselves and their skills. And we also help them to prepare for our clients. But there is always a bit of an internal conflict regarding asking people to show up every day, full-time, spending their internet, electricity, and the like without a complete assurance that they're going to get a job, and furthermore, without paying them anything. On the flip side, I can't pay people to come and learn and be assessed. It's not feasible for our business model at the moment. And we do promise our clients that everybody we bring to them has been trained, tested, and worked with to make sure that they're legit. So we have found a bit of a solution, and I'm quite excited about it. And this is our pipe dream for this week. We are aiming to launch ourselves as a brand on various freelancing platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, and the rest, and join various online communities. We're doing this in order to bid for jobs within our expertise, get some gigs, and give those gigs to the candidates as part of their assessment, with our support of course. So for example, a funnel build. We'd get to see how they manage that project, how they create the copy, how they create the design, and how they execute the process all together. They can get paid, and we have the resources to get the job done in case they struggle or they fail completely miserably. It's called our Professional Accelerator Program, and it's exciting because it ensures that everybody wins. We can train and help people learn without it being a major cost to us, and we can ensure we provide evidence quality candidates for our clients, along with being able to ensure we don't allow the candidates to invest more resources than they can actually afford to without the chance of them getting a job. At least this way, they get to learn, grow, and make money from the moment they are trained and start their assessment. I'm looking to see how this pans out, and I am genuinely excited for it. I had a great conversation with a client the other day. This guy is doing some great things in a similar space and was sharing some of the experiences and ideas he had been having recently. The main thing I was thinking about isn't what he was saying, but how important it is to have people around you who are dreaming different and sometimes bigger than you are. He was telling me about the business he was working with, who had over 8,000 virtual assistants that they run an agency with. And I'm here, happy that we've recently hit 300 people who are ready to be trained and allocated to a client. And it's not that I shouldn't be proud of the achievements that we've achieved with the ARP, but it's more that I shouldn't rest in my wins. I should appreciate them, but continue to look ahead. Sometimes we can't imagine beyond what we know and what we've seen. Sometimes it just takes one person to tell you someone else is doing it for you to even realize that result is possible. This is how industries grow. Can you imagine how crazy it would be to go back 30 years and explain to someone in their 20s that people will eventually make money just by sharing their everyday lives? We didn't think anyone would want that until we saw someone get millions of views and likes just for being themselves and getting brand deals off of it. So the point isn't that we should always want and dream for more. That's not the point. But more so that we should be in spaces that ensure we're having conversations where our minds are being stretched in regards to what is possible. Be in rooms where people are talking about what they're doing and what they plan to do, or what other people around them are doing, so that they can awaken your mind to different routes to get to where you want to be. I'll keep it 100. When I got involved in training and deploying remote professionals to my clients, it was because I was asked over and over again for someone like the people I had on my own team. I didn't really have much plans for it. I never imagined that this section of my business itself could be worth millions. But the more I dig into it, the more I look into it, the more I research, the more I engage with people with similar businesses, the more I see the potential of what we've got on our hands. And I'm not ashamed to tell you, it's made me want more and dream even bigger. Or, I think more accurately, dream differently. Even the way I work, the services I have at the moment, they are built around what I like to do and want to do, and what's also effective in the market I serve. But the more I connect with more people, the more I find different routes to get where I want, the more I grow. And this is also key for me because strategy is my main offer. And that's my superpower. Finding different routes to the same place as others. The route is determined by the resources you have, the time you have, the capital, and more. And knowing different ways to get somewhere is always a valuable tool. I work in Liverpool Street on a daily basis. I'm around entrepreneurs all the time. And as much as possible, I ask them about their businesses, their business models, and any unique ideas they're using to help their businesses grow. And I'm always fascinated by the things people tell me about how they're making their money. I remember this guy a couple weeks ago making 27 million a year selling dental practices from retired dentists to other clients and other chains and other dentists as well. When he explained the process and the way he finds his client, my brain was buzzed. I had new ideas, I had new strategies, and I had new possibilities, knowing that things can be done differently. Be around people doing great things, share great ideas, and unlock new possibilities. Of today's tech tip, we'll be discussing pipelines. Pipelines are one of the most underrated features of any CRM software, especially ours. They're a great tool to have in your arsenal when it comes to keeping on top of things in your business. I'll be using our software platform, Ken Blu, which is a go high level white label, to give you an example as to how pipeline works and why they'll be great and useful for your business. So let me go to sharing my screen. So as you can see, we have an example of a pipeline here. For starters, all this is AI generated information. None of this data is real, so there's no data breach here. Please don't panic. But let's discuss this. So the main benefit of pipelines is to allow you to visually see the processes you have in your business with each main stakeholder, or in this example, client, is in that process. So as I mentioned, the example we have here is an example of a sales process. So this is a basic sales process and a default process for most medium to high ticket service-based businesses. You get some initial contact. It could be somebody responding to a lead magnet, someone sending an email, whatever the case may be. you have the initial contact. Then you'd have the service presented. This can be done through the form of a brochure, or it could be done in the form of a discovery call or a strategy session, some form of meeting, but you presented your service to the potential client. Then you'd have a payment requested. That could be done through a link, payment link, an invoice, a proposal, or whatever the case may be. You now request the payment. Negotiation, they might negotiate. They might pay straight away. If that's the case, fine. Then they might negotiate. They might say, can I change this? Can I change that? That would be stage 4. Then we have considering. This means that they showed an interest, they want to go forward, but they need a moment just to consider one or two things. Give them a moment to check if the budget can stretch to whatever you ask them for, and so on and so forth. And last but not least, you have the group that's called future prospects. So people who have said, put a pause on this. In a couple of months, I may be interested. And you don't want to kind of lose them or get them lost in the sauce. So you kind of just say, hold on a minute, let me make a note that you're a future prospect. So again, that's the kind of basic process that we're using as an example here. But again, as you can see here, this sales management process, the basic function of this is to be able to see where any prospect is at any stage of the sales cycle. Now, on each stage, you'll see we have what we call opportunity card, which let us know about the client. They give us information about the client. So for example, we have Joseph Turner from Radiant Enterprises. He's shown an interest in a service that costs $2,500, and he's interested in working with us, as he's shown by being here on this opportunity card. Now what you look into, you can go in here, you can make notes, and you can say, Joseph needs a new website and social media branding revamp. That's an example of what he can need. So we made a note here. That note is going to say that I've made it. It's going to be in the system. You can say it's made by Sayo. Give a task to somebody in the team to say what? Research the client's brand. And I can just quickly assign that to somebody, say Deborah, add the task, and that task could be added. So this can all be done in the pipeline, which allows everyone to visually see what's going on and how things are going. When Deborah completes this task, she just clicks done, and that's done. But we can also still see it in future that task by Deborah, for example, right? So it's a great way to see what's going on. It helps everybody in the business understand what each person is, why they're there, and potentially what stage they should be going to next, because it's mapped out quite neatly and quite clearly. It also allows you to see the value of any one position in the process. So for example, you've got 7,000 £7,000 worth of clients under consider it. We've got £2,000 worth of clients under future prospect. So this allows you to see where clients are at, see where most of the money is being held up, which allows you to review the process a bit. Why does all the money get held up in payment requested? What's happening in the payment requested process that makes people sitting there for too long? So again, this simple visual aspect of it allows you to analyze data and access data quite easily. One of the main features we have on our particular platform is that you can automate this process where people can move from stage to stage automatically based on actions you take within the business. So after your one-on-one meeting, you can be on a service presented, and then you can set up an automation that when you send out the invoice or you send out a proposal, it would automatically move them to payment requested. If the person responds and says anything to the effect of, can we have a discussion about this or that, we can automatically move them to negotiating using AI and advanced automation techniques to filter through the responses. All of this can be done so that this process can also be managed automatically. And as a business owner or a manager of the business, you can easily see what's going on and where things are. Also, if that's too complicated and you don't want to do that, you can just simply manually move people. So, for example, Tim Foster, he's negotiating again. We move him back to negotiating, and that will automatically sit there. Tim is now sitting negotiating. Laura, as I'm considering, she's now paid. You can move her down to 1. Kimberly said she's no longer interested. You can move her to lost. What's the reason? You can create reasons here. Not enough money. I can put that in there as the reason why she left. Confirm, and that's now in the system as the reason why she left. So again, all of this is designed to make it easier for everyone to see what's going on and be aware of what's going on at any particular point in time, right? Overall, it makes things clearer for you, for your business, and it forces you to have clarity in your own processes so that everybody knows. You can create this for any kind of process you want. There you have it. Hope it makes sense. That is our tech tip for this week. before we wrap up the week, I cannot go without telling you guys about some of the highlights. Come on, you know we got to do it. So, first of all, we have a new slick brochure designed by Orwell and the marketing guys. A quick shout out to Faith as well for helping review the pricing and ensuring we are within the market range. We've had to review the market we're working in, the results that we provide, and the skills that we are presenting to ensure we're not doing ourselves a disservice and we're attracting the right clients. We're excited to launch some new services and have already secured new clients under our improved process and service. So a big win right there. Another big win this week has been a technological breakthrough that Larry made. Again, quick shout out to Larry. We've been trying to take our software to Africa for a while to help businesses over there have the right systems to help their growth. Many people have tried to do this also, but there have been a range of technical issues when it comes to payment, especially in countries like Nigeria with how the government is moving and so much crazy things going on. But now we've developed the integrations needed to ensure our clients can have their CRM charged in multiple currencies in Africa and specifically do so on the same account, which means we can get more clients here that sell to Africa and the clients in Africa that sell in Africa. We've had so many restrictions and obstacles in trying to get this done, so I'm so happy to finally have the resources to be able to really connect and build businesses in Africa. The other day, someone made me realize that getting new clients every week is a major win. So yes, again, this week we've got new clients. We had a client sign up recently to get themselves a remote professional and to help them with their services, to help them revamp their services and gain new leads for their business. Always excited to help people. It's a great opportunity and I'm very, very grateful for it. Another great highlight was one of our big builds is going well. So we've got a larger build we're doing for a client that's going really well. We are working with a property management business. The lady is trying to systemize and build a team of property managers to run her business with. The maintenance checks are a very key element to her model. So we found a way to remind, upload, and monitor the success of the maintenance checks in such a smooth way. It allows her to scale to an unlimited amount of properties without losing quality in her service. That's a big, big thing. We always make sure we build our clients' delivery to be ready for scaling before we help them to secure new business. It's part of our model. Something I'm really excited about, and this is like a quick highlight, is our website. It's being rebuilt. We try to get this done every year, so we're in the process of getting our new website done, and we're building a website for the ARP and of course for Ken Blu. I've been waiting to see it all week. I feel like a kid at Christmas. My design guys do not play. They know what they need to do. They know the standard, so I'm excited to see what they come up with. No pressure, guys, no pressure. And I guess those are the highlights of the week. So there you have it, another great week. And I am Shaya Babatunde, a grateful managing director, hoping you had another good watch with us. From me and the rest of the team, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good week.